Good evening. The Scottish Government has scrapped its controversial named person scheme. The policy meant a teacher or health visitor could become a single point of contact to look out for the welfare of children up to the age of 18. But it's faced legal challenges and stiff opposition from some charities. Stephen Brown has more.
It was supposed to help protect every child in Scotland, but opponents called it a snooper's charter. Now the named person policy will be scrapped.
The mandatory named person scheme for every child, underpinned by law, will now not happen. We will withdraw our bill and repeal the relevant legislation. Instead, existing voluntary schemes that provide a point of contact for support will continue under current legal powers where councils and health boards wish to provide them and parents wish to use them.
I do not believe that any tears will be shed this afternoon by parents, teachers, health and social care professionals, by campaigners and of course by the public who have persistently told the SNP that this was one of the most deeply unpopular, illiberal and unworkable policies of modern times.
The scheme meant every child from birth to 18 would have a single point of contact, such as a head teacher, to protect their welfare and provide help. But it was stopped in its tracks when opponents took their battle to the Supreme Court. It ruled that while the policy was worthy, parts about the information of children and families that could be shared could breach human rights laws.
We've been campaigning for 5 years, warning of the dangers and complexities of the scheme, and I think a lot of parents and a lot of professionals will share our relief today. It was a very damaging policy, a very dangerous one. It wasn't what parents wanted, and I don't think professionals wanted those responsibilities either.
Named person did get widespread political support. Today, both the Tories and Labour called on the Education Secretary to apologise for the way it has been handled.
The government's intention, its policy intention at all times, has been to put in place measures that would support and enhance the well-being of children and young people in our society. And I will not apologise for trying to find the best way to try to do that.
John Swinney's statement was a surprise to no one, not least because it had been leaked to the media.
My understanding is that the government is investigating this matter, but as members know, announcements on major policies should not enter the public domain before they are communicated to this Parliament. And I would urge the government to have regard to this guidance on announcements, and I expect it to be adhered to.
This has been a long and bruising battle for the Scottish Government, with years of delay and legal argument over a policy which has split parents and professionals alike.
And Stephen's in the studio now. This was a very controversial law, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was certainly concern from some family and Christian charity groups and also from many parents. But it's also worth remembering there was a lot of widespread political support from children's charities and from many professionals as well. What this all centres around is the personal information that can be shared. And the reason the decision has come today is because after that Supreme Court ruling back in 2016, the government set up an expert panel to look at essentially how they could make the policy fit the ruling. What they've come back and essentially said is that they can't find a code of practice that really works with that, because you bring in new data legislation, things like GDPR. Now, of course, this will have been a difficult decision today for the government, there's no doubt about that, but I think that pressure will likely continue over their handling of this legislation.
Stephen, thank you.